Canada will never be the 51st state. We are a strong, independent nation with a heroic history and a great people.
You always say NDP Liberal government, and Jagmeet Singh says the biggest threat is Pierre Poilievre, and he is the only leader, Jagmeet Singh. He said he is the only leader who can stop Pierre now. How would you respond to that?
My message to President Trump is you've raised some concerns. You want us to secure our border and rebuild our military. I agree.
It will not be easy to work for any future government given the debt and financial situation of the federal government.
We will always be sovereign and independent. We are the best friend and closest ally to the United States. You can't trust anything Jagmeet Singh says. He votes to keep Trudeau in power a week and a half ago, and now he claims he wants him to resign.
So if you get a chance to make the government next year, how would you deal with the financial mess at federal level now?
America needs to give us unfettered access to free trade.
और साल बदल रहा है ते नਵੇਂ ਸਾਲ 'ਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਦਾਖਲ ਹੋ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਪੁਰਾਣੇ ਚੈਲੰਜਸ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਖੇ ਨੇ ਨਵੇਂ ਚੈਲੰਜਸ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਨੇ ਸੋ ਇਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਕੰਜ਼ਰਵੇਟਿਵ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਦੇ ਲੀਡਰ ਆਫ ਆਪੋਜੀਸ਼ਨ ਪੀਅਰ ਪੋਇਲੀਐਵ ਈਅਰ ਐਂਡ ਇੰਟਰਵਿਊਜ਼ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਔਰ ਇਸ ਸਿਲਸਿਲੇ 'ਚ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਫੋਨ ਲਾਈਨ ਤੇ ਨੇ ਪੀਅਰ ਗੁੱਡ ਮਾਰਨਿੰਗ
Good to be with you. Thank you for having me.
Pierre, you are doing these year-end interviews with media, and these are one of the most challenging years of Canada's history. And in your political career too, looks like 2025 is going to become the most exciting year. So how would you review and summarize the year 2024 for you and your party?
Well, it's been a great year for our party. We've been the only party to stand up for axing the carbon tax to lower gas, heat, and groceries, and to allow our incredible truckers in places like Brampton and Surrey to have lower fuel prices. I announced I would take the GST off new homes to save people up to $50,000 on a purchase. I announced that we would slash bureaucracy, consultants, foreign aid, corporate welfare, and bring that money home to bring down inflation and debt. I also announced tough new laws that common sense conservatives will bring in to lock up repeat violent offenders and car thieves. In essence, this was the year of axe the tax, build the homes, fix the budget, and stop the crime for common sense conservatives.
And next is election year, and we'll see a fight between two ideologies. Many people would love to use these two words, right wing versus left wing. How would you describe this fight between two different ideologies in the country?
Common sense versus chaos. Common sense conservatives who will, as I said, axe the tax, build the homes, fix the budget, and stop the crime. And chaos with NDP Liberal government that has doubled housing costs, doubled food bank use, doubled gun crime, and doubled our national debt. That's the choice. Do you want common sense conservatives who will axe the tax, build the homes, fix the budget, and stop the crime? Or do you want the NDP Liberals that tax your food, punish your work, double your housing costs, and unleash crime and chaos in your community?
You always say NDP Liberal government, and Jagmeet Singh says the biggest threat is Pierre Poilievre, and he is the only leader, Jagmeet Singh. He said he is the only leader who can stop Pierre now. How would you respond to that?
Why doesn't he?
And now he's also asking for Justin Trudeau to resign.
You can call an election. Sure. Well, why did he vote to keep Trudeau in power just 10 days ago? It's crazy. Come on. You can't trust anything Jagmeet Singh says. He votes to keep Trudeau in power a week and a half ago, and now he claims he wants him to resign. And he's asked if he would vote to defeat him in the next election, and he won't answer that cause an election in the new year. He says he won't answer that question either. Jagmeet Singh needs a pension. His $2.2 million pension kicks in February, and so it's really incredible that the entire country is being held hostage by one man's pension. It's incredible. And so we're stuck with this chaotic, costly clown show wherein Trudeau and the NDP Liberals are coming apart, crashing into chaos. and Canadians are paying the price. So Jagmeet Singh needs to stop working for his pension and start working for the people to vote for a carbon tax election now.
Pierre, for the last few weeks, we see our country's politics is moving around the changes in U.S. How do you see the threat of 25 tariffs and Trump's comments on making Canada a part of the United States?
Canada will never be the 51st state. We are a strong, independent nation with a heroic history and a great people. We will always be sovereign and independent. We are the best friend and closest ally to the United States, and they are the greatest military and economic superpower the world has ever seen. My message to President Trump is you've raised some concerns. You want us to secure our border and rebuild our military. I agree. Trudeau has unleashed chaos at the border. That's why so many cars are being stolen in Brampton and shipped off to Montreal, where they're put on ships and sent overseas. We need to secure the border with high-power scanners, boots on the ground, helicopters and drones in the air. We need to lock up drug kingpins with massive and devastating criminal penalties. We need to rebuild our military by cutting foreign aid, cutting bureaucracy and back office bureaucracy to put the money into rebuilding the forces with a warrior culture. But on the flip side, America needs to give us unfettered access to free trade. That way we can be stronger and use the money from that strength to support both of our continents. In essence, we need is a strong, smart leader with the brains and backbone to stand up for this country and put Canada first.
And Premier Doug Ford suggested retaliating against U.S. tariffs by cutting off electricity export to major American cities. So what's your comment on that threat or that response?
I think we all have to signal to the Americans that they will be richer and better off by allowing free trade for Canada. We're their best friend, closest neighbor. When we're strong, it makes them stronger. When they're strong, it makes us stronger. So let's work together. We have common enemies and shared risks, but we also have incredible opportunities. So let's have free trade, free enterprise, and strong national defense on both sides of our border. That's how we stand up for Canada.
And this is my last question. I have heard many people saying that it will not be easy to work for any future government given the debt and financial situation of the federal government. So if you get a chance to make the government next year, how would you deal with the financial mess at federal level now?
Well, we're going to cut bureaucracy, cut consultants, cut back on foreign aid. We'll cut back on corporate welfare. These are the big checks we've been sending to these ridiculous large multinational companies that don't do anything for us. We're going to slash all of that. We're going to cap spending with a dollar for dollar law that requires we find $1 of savings to match every new dollar of spending. But you're right, it's going to be a big mess. Trudeau and the NDP Liberals have lost control of spending, debt, taxes, immigration, borders, crime, drugs. Everything is spiraling out of control. It's time for Canadians to take back control of their lives with a common-sense conservative government that will put Canada first. And frankly, we need to bring back Canada's promise. It's a very simple promise. If you work hard, you get a good food and a nice home on a safe street. That's the promise I will restore.
Anything else you would like to say in closing, Pierre?
Look, we need to fight for a Blue Seal as well. We have so many brilliant immigrant doctors, nurses, engineers, architects who can't work in their field. If we had a Blue Seal standard, then we could get immigrant professionals a test to meet our standard and get them working in their field with much bigger paychecks and much better benefit for our economy. And that's one of the things that we'll do to restore Canada's promise.
Thank you very much for speaking with us today. Thank you.
Great. Thank you for having me.